All right, everybody, sorry for the late blog here tonight. I want to get right to it. Our stats really haven't changed a whole lot. Still, of course, 8.2 inches for the season. On the board, that hasn't changed either. I'm going to keep the dates the same. Still talking about tomorrow night and Friday. Not a big deal. Got to stress that. February 4th, a light event. And then we'll see how the 9th and 12th turn out. There's something developing a southern stream system. I can tell you right now, based on what I have to show you guys tonight, I'm not going to get to that system to talk about it. So we've got a lot on our plate before that. So I'll hold off on the 9th and the 12th system maybe tomorrow or later. All right, just know that I'm watching that period in case you are a model watcher. I see it, so don't worry. All right, so let's talk about tonight. We're clearing the skies out tonight. Here's our next front, and this front's going to drop down from the north as we head into about, 24 hours from right now. Let me show you Futurecast. It shows as well. These are the wind arrows. This is the temperature. A gentle south flow tonight, so I actually think we're going to hit our low temperature around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, around 27 to 28 degrees. But then after that, we're going to rise to about the freezing mark at 7 or 8 when the sun comes up. So we'll begin to increase the south flow. A little breezy at times. I think we'll get well into the 40s. Wouldn't roll out 50 for a while, but then the front moves in quickly. So at 3 in the afternoon, 40s to close to 50 in some spots. But after 3 o'clock to sunset, boom, there goes the front moving in. We go to a northwest wind. A little bit of light rain. Now, because we're going to see a higher gradient, if we get to 50, the gradient between the warm air and the cooler air with that front is going to be a little more impressive, and there could be a little more enhancement of rain showers to snow showers. If the gradient is less, like we only get to like 43 for high, it's not going to be much at all of a difference, and maybe a drizzle to a flurry. So how warm we get tomorrow could actually enhance a little bit of the shower activity. It'll quickly go to snow shower activity for the overnight period. Something we'll watch tomorrow and trend it and outcast it. Dusting at best, east of 65 the way it's looking now, but again, depends on that gradient, how much of a difference between the front ahead of it and behind it. And then chilly weather after that, Friday nights. But Friday, yeah, it's a south wind, but around 44 high, but Saturday is when everyone's talking about. There we go. We're talking about temperatures getting close to 60 degrees with a good southwest wind. So that's nice. I wish I could just stop there, but we're not. Now I'm going to show you the WPC maps. The Weather Prediction Center, which these should be HBC if you remember. These are hand-drawn maps, and I actually don't use them very often, but I think they really set the stage quite well. First off, as we head into Sunday morning, there's going to be a system here we're going to be tracking that's going to go to our north. Now, as we head into Monday, it's up here in Canada. It's going to drag a front through it, but it's not going to go all the way through the way it's looking. So the shower chance is going to be wherever you are close to that front. I think southern Indiana and Ohio, or Illinois, maybe up to the Ohio River. Could see a shower Sunday night and a Monday from that, maybe a rumble of thunder. But I think the front's going to hold just to our north because this bad boy, the one we're really watching, takes shape. That's, again, going to keep the front to our north. You can see it there as we head into Tuesday morning. Another warm front develops ahead of this system, which really should allow Monday night into Tuesday a good warming trend, probably 60 or so all night long Monday night. And this low begins to move through and begins to occlude and move to the north and east and wrap itself up. Still some questions on the strength of the low, questions on the timing of when the front moves in, and questions on the track. Some of the models have been trying to trend a little far south before it curves north. Now, if we're going to go way south, then hey, then we're getting in some fun in the games here. Don't see that happening. The indices don't match for that. Just don't, but hey, it's fun to think that. Either way, but it does look like it's going to go close to us to the north. The closer we are to that low pressure, that's where we're going to watch for especially directional shear as the low begins to deepen. And it does so as it moves into Chicago, as we went into Tuesday night and Wednesday. Now, here's what's interesting. There's two fronts. Now, I have some issues here because the GFS is going with the rain to snow quickly Tuesday night into Wednesday. Again, Tuesday's Groundhog Day. I don't think that's really going to happen at this point. I like your idea that the first front's going to draw the atmosphere out. The second front may bring some snow showers to the north of us, but I think there's going to be a gap between the blast of cold air. I don't think it's going to be a sudden rush. It's going to be a two-front deal of getting this process to happen. Storm Prediction Center has already issued something they rarely do, by the way, for this far out in advance, an outlook for severe weather for southern Kentucky all the way down into the Gulf states. I think they believe they've done about twice since 2012, and that was 2012 and 13 they did this. So it's interesting they did that. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to be a major outbreak, not necessarily. It just means that confidence is at least there, a good agreement that something is going to develop that could produce severe weather to the south. So they plot the 50% there. Doesn't include any of our counties, by the way, but right up to Adair. Now, when I looked at the SIPs, the analogs, and tried to compare, again, an update to the model data that we have for the system, what it has happened in the past. It has indicated most of the severe weather has actually been to the south. And that very well could happen. So that is interesting to see. We'll see what it looks like tomorrow. Here's the wind fields. Very impressive. This is the Euro. The Euro is the strongest, by the way. This is winds about a mile above us. Here in Kentucky, and again, this doesn't match up time-wise because it comes in chunks. This is Tuesday morning, and then it jumps quickly to Wednesday morning, the next map, so I can't show you Tuesday afternoon, which is when the winds would be over us. But that would be about 65 knot winds at 850 millibars over our head in the afternoon. That's a tremendous amount of wind moving through here. Certainly enough for severe weather. GFS can see Tuesday afternoon, and it's not as robust, about 50 to 60. But still, as I've always said, anything over 40 makes my eyebrows go up. We need to watch. But that's only one ingredient. The next ingredient, of course, would be other factors into this. I will say the CAPE. I'm not going to show you the CAPE because there's very little CAPE at all showing up, which is instability. Very little. That's not that unusual, though, for February. And you don't need a whole lot of CAPE for severe weather, by the way. You only need just a small amount. And there is a small amount, but it is small. Much higher down here to the south. What you're looking at here is helicity. This is the turning of the wind. Naturally, it's going to be dramatic where the low pressure is beginning to turn towards Chicago, and you're pulling the winds backwards against the main flow. Again, the main flow in the United States, way up above our heads, way up high, is west-east. Well, when you pull a low pressure against that flow, you increase the spin potential, and helicity values go up. So that is something we'll watch. The higher helicities here, but the higher capes in instability are to the south, so they're kind of displaced a little bit. But there is some that is across Kentucky, Tennessee, that is worth watching for an isolated rotating storm that we got to watch for. And I'll leave it at that for now. Dew points, this is the GFS. You can get severe weather. There's always been discrepancies. You can't get severe weather in the wintertime if your dew point is, say, 50 or 52. Yes, you can. It has happened many, many times. A lot of meteorologists use the rule of 60 degrees or higher. That's more for the spring and beyond. But in the wintertime, 50 and higher really can apply for severe weather, okay? So despite what you've heard, we've had proof that it's happened before. And it's pushing, the GFS pushes the 60-degree dew point to southern Kentucky. The Euro, by the way, a little further to the north. So it is worth watching. All right, here's the models again, GFS that you're looking at here. Here's the Euro, and here is the Canadian. Notice here, this is Tuesday morning. The GFS digs a little pretty far south. Euro's a little faster, and the Canadian also shows the same scenario. They all show a strong low pressure, so that's why SBC put that outlook out. And then as we get into the day of the event, what I'm going to be watching for is the negative tilt. And the Euro shows that. When you look at the angle of the trough, a negative tilt would enhance the directional shear, where winds change direction and speed, by the way, at different levels of the atmosphere, which can enhance the potential for rotating storms, versus a positive tilt storm, which the ensembles show, because they usually do show that, because they don't see the fine details. A positive tilt is more of a straight line wind event, speed shear, which can still produce some wind damage. So we'll be watching to see the angle of the tilt. It's so early, guys. I'm not trying to hype this up, but I want you guys to think that. I'm trying to make sure you're aware of this system. We've got good model agreement on it. It is worth talking about by all means, but we don't want you to. We are not trying to scare you and thinking, oh, this is going to be a major outbreak of severe weather for our area and tornadoes or anything like that. I don't know those answers yet. I do know it looks to be a powerful system that has the potential to be something significant, and therefore, I'm going to tell you about it. That is my job. All right, here's a look at the 700 millibar moisture level. Look at this a lot to determine how quickly we dry out. This is the Euro, and it shows how quickly after the squall line of thunderstorms move through here Tuesday, we dry out quick. That's why I don't think it's really going to be a rain to snow deal. I think it's going to be rain, and we're done. Now, behind the low, as we head into that Wednesday, February 3rd, we get the cyclonic flow on the back side. Now, the clouds may extend all the way down to I-64. And yeah, you can get some snow flurries and snow showers perhaps from that, but the flow is west to east, so it's not going to be lake effect diving into our area for the most part. But I wouldn't route a few flurries to the north, but even then, I still think it's going to be a mainly dry day, so I'm not really putting a rain chance in for Wednesday. But Thursday, this is the 4th of February, because of that cyclonic flow, there's a little vort that rides along it and tracks right into the Ohio Valley. And when you get moisture levels at about 100% at 700 millibars, that's a decent snow shower event in light snow tracking right over wave country. Now, could this be advisory level snow? Maybe. But I think it's moving so fast that may prevent that from being the issue. But there could be a light coating of snow, and that's something to watch again on February 4th. I'm going to leave it at that for now. We'll look at everything again tomorrow and hash out another block. enjoy the warm weather. Saturday still is the best looking day, and Sunday is not going to be that bad, but Saturday is still going to be the best day overall, so plan everything outside for Saturday. I'll leave on a happy note.